G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to review the game between Geelong and Fremantle at Simonds Stadium, which was on today. But the headline for this video is Cats' lowest point in about 10 years, mate.
Big call.
Yeah, after today's performance it has to be said. But a few shout-outs to Ben, who's at the Cattery, and he's giving us a bit of a shout-out on his website, putting his our videos up on his website, so good on him. And darijoe, who does the highlights. Again, there's not many goals this week, but go and check those guys out. I'll have the links in the description. But, mate, we were both at the game since your sister was very nice in having work and spare ticket there for me.
Yeah,
so
doesn't happen often, but...
No, it was good. Well, it's kind of good.
Yeah,
the
good
theory.
to watch it together. Result wasn't good.
Oh, that's it. How did you see it? We were both at the game.
It was hugely frustrating. I sent out a bit of a tweet, which I don't often do, but give me a follow anyway. The clearances, I said that'll be where it's won and lost, and coming into the last three were negative 61.
Ooh, gosh.
Clearances over those combined three, and all ranging about that 20 mark down, and a game we were down 10, so that was a big thing for me, and we lost it, and 10 probably flattered us. Like, watching it, we really felt like we got dominated.
Yeah, for sure.
Mundy, Fife and Barlow had 106 possessions between them.
You can't have that happen, guys.
You can't afford that. And like we mentioned last week, it's more the stoppages, not the centre clearances. We lost the centre clearances by 1. Around the ground, we lost by 9. So, again, it shows the uncontested ball as well. I mean, there weren't many stats we won, but these were the ones that sort of stood out for me in those uncontested marks. I think it was 104 to 66 we lost it, something in that vicinity. So that's a smashing, and that shows the work rate, which I think is something you're going to touch on. And yeah, we didn't work very hard, and that probably reflects in that stat there.
Yeah.
But from an overall point of view, they were more polished than us, and you know, we really had to be at our peak pressure-wise to rush them and make them look poorer. But once that dropped off, it was a real struggle.
Floodgates open.
Yeah, but what were some of the points you took out of it?
Yeah, it was very frustrating to watch. The last time I saw Geelong and Fremantle play was a final a couple of years ago, and it was one of the most frustrating games to watch ever. But it was Fremantle by 44 points, by the way. I don't think I even mentioned it, but was a lot more, it felt like. But anyway, mate, you get taught pretty early to man up. Or play one-on-one footy at the very least. If not, take a man. We always give our opponents 5 or 10 metres and just sort of... We've got a very slack mentality at the moment. They're just not picking up a man. So often they've got a bailout option at the very least. So that's just not working hard enough, which, you know, is probably more mental than physical, I believe. I think we have a really great list, and it's much better this year than it was last year. But we could have Hawthorn's team... But if we had our game style, we still wouldn't be anywhere near competitive to the top teams. So that really comes down to the game plan and the mentality of the whole group, which I think is the main problem. But
and a few of the stats back that up.
Oh, for sure, mate. Yeah, as you said, uncontested possessions is a big one.
Yeah,
it sort of suggests that.
For sure,
shows how hard you're working. We're becoming very easy to coach against. I mean, you know, even if you're a quick side, I think you're a good chance to beat us. So, and the kickouts, you know, everyone just mans up.
Yeah.
We just go for a long kick out to no one, and we'll hope for a mark, and there's not much system about it.
Yeah, that's the key word, isn't it? A real lack of system.
The system, mate. You've got to have that on board. But it seems slow around the ground. I think we need maybe Sam Blease, even though he's not the most great defensive player we've got, but he couldn't hurt to have. And so often that last link going into inside 50 just wasn't great at all. I mean, there was too many handballs, I felt, and we really wasted the ball going inside 50 early on, which didn't set a great tone for the match, and that was the same as last week as well.
Yeah, that's right, and you mentioned we looked slow. I think it was 7 players over 195 centimetres. Yeah, that's a third of our side running around there. That, you know, with Stanley coming in and Blitzar is a bit more mobile, but you know, that's a top-heavy side in comparison. It may only be 1 or 2 extra tall players, but we do have quite a tall side. And another thing that partly to do with the pace, but also just, we rave on about the midfield. That's a bit of a problem at times, but we'll get a few back there. But the back line is a real interesting one as well. We're very old there. You look at Enright, Mackie, Rivers, Lonigan, Taylor. I think I've mentioned them basically.
Kelly, did you say?
Kelly as well. You know, they're very old, and and don't have that real drive out of defence.
No.
You think back when we were a really fantastic side. You had Enright at his best, Mackey was better, Milburn, Wojcinski had a weapon out of defence, and Josh Hunt, as much as we could whip him at times, he had a weapon, you know.
Yeah,
that big kick. We don't have a weapon in defence really to drive some forward
thrust.
Yeah, forward thrust is a word there. And if you're not winning the clearances, generally our blueprint has been from the back 50.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I just don't think we have that, which is just another thing. You know, we're probably picking out quite a few negatives, of course, but after today, you know, we're bottom of the ladder.
Hasn't happened.
Of course, it's only a couple of rounds, and we've played two arguably top four sides, but these are the things, if you're out there thinking, gee, I still hope we can make top four, well, these are the things you got to improve. If you think we can finish 4 to 8, well, maybe, you know, maybe it's not as important to fix up all these things, but if you think we can be in that top 4 spot, well, it's not going to happen at the moment with what we're dishing up.
No, it's absolutely right. Credit to the Dockers, though. Their pressure was brilliant, and, I mean, I tipped them today. I mean, I knew they were going to win. It was a matter of how much by, but, their pressure and just general use around the ground and work rate really shone for them. So, yeah.
Fife was outstanding.
Fife was great. Probably one of his best games. Smashing the 50-50 contest as well. And Fife ran through about 3 or 4 players and snapped a goal, which is unbelievable. But don't know how you don't tackle him. But so beaten in a lot of areas, and I can't remember the last time on the bottom of the ladder at any stage.
No.
Yeah, so it's pretty concerning, but you know, there's a lot of upside to that as well.
Yeah, and the ladder's still sort of forming itself, because if you have easy runs, we have had a tough run, but still, the percentage I think is 53 or something. You know,
probably something ridiculous.
That's a fair reflection as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, mate, we'll get stuck into the votes.
Yeah, for sure.
Who'd you go with?
Again, it was tough to pick, which is never a good problem to have. But I thought about it and I came up with 3 pretty clear names, and I gave the 1 vote to Caddy. He had 20 touches, 10 tackles. He was a guy that I really wanted to see a better performance from, and we got that. You know, I still think he'd go to another level. Like, I think if he spent a bit more time in the clearances and that.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
I thought he was better. Taylor, the 2 votes. If you look on the stat sheet, it's nothing outstanding, but early on, I think he had a total of 7 marks. I reckon he probably had sort of 5 in the first half and a lot of intercept marks. So he looked solid and one of the safer players with ball in hand over the course of the day. And
spot on.
And a familiar 3 votes was Joel Selwood. You could almost put your money on him bouncing back after a poor week in round 1. And he did so. You know, at times he was a little quieter, but he worked his way into it. And, you know, on the whole aspect of the game, he was quite clearly our best player, I think, which is a little too familiar. I mean, it's great to have him, but once again, he had a lack of help. So
it's a lot of reliance on Selwood.
Yeah, it really is, especially about Bartel. But there's my votes. Did you see it much different?
A few similarities there, mate.
Yeah.
I've gone 3 votes to the Selwood. He got the 27 disposals. I'm not... Yeah, I guess he was our best player, but he has had better games as well. So
for sure, yeah.
Oh, doesn't even have to be said. But he tried to stand up and make an influence when he could, and I think he was most possessions for the Cats. So, Selwood was pretty good leader for us today. 2 votes to Harry Taylor, got the 17 touches and also got the 7 marks, and pretty solid down back, and the stats are nothing amazing as you said, but it was pretty reliable when he did have it, ball in hand. And the 1 vote, Gregson. So I've given a couple of youngsters a few votes.
Gregson,
Lang and Gregson. It was Lang last week, and now it's Gregson this week. I think he got the 10 touches and 5 tackles, and provided a little bit of a spark. And his pressure was the main reason he's getting the 1 vote, and the fact that I couldn't really find anyone else. So Caddy would have been next, I reckon. Georgie boy was all right as well. So a couple of mentions there, but again, Fremantle's players did better than our players. It's quite simple there.
Yeah, credit to Fremantle. They were very impressive, no doubt.
Mate, I often are, mate, especially against us. I reckon they've won 5 out of 8 or 6 out of 9, something like that.
Yeah, and one of them I remember we did win. I don't think they had Mundy or Barlow. That was
down in Geelong
ago. Yeah,
when we won by 44 points. So a long time ago now, 2 years ago. But let's get into the chopping block, mate. Your segment of the show. What have we got?
Yeah, a bit of action here. What do you say, mate? There's a few guys.
I know one's going to be in there.
Yeah, there's a few who are on the chopping block. Whether they should or will be chopped is another question. Duncan. We love Mitch Duncan. So often he was high in our little best and fairest last year with his votes and stuff. He has been terrible. First 2 rounds, terrible.
Sorry, Mitch, you've been
and
terrible.
That's on Duncan's standards. You know, he's so much better than that, and that's what is disappointing. You know, Billy Smets, again, he wasn't our worst player by any means, but...
He wasn't our best.
Yeah, whether there's a spot for him or not. Same goes with Jed Hughes. Probably did a fairly good defensive job, but...
Yeah, he was okay.
Staying in tune with the lack of weapons down back, Hughes offers no offence, so possibly something to think about. Motlop pretty much sounds like he'll come back in.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Same with Jimmy. I might touch on the VFL game. Walker was fantastic, kicked 4 goals. You surely got to think he finds a spot, I would have thought. Stanley, whether that Stanley gets the swap, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't see it happening, mate, but...
No, I probably can't see it happening either, but I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Because he deserves a chance. I mean, Walker literally cannot do any more than what he's doing in the VFL.
As you said last week, he can't put his hand up any higher.
Yeah, so. That's right. So whether they look to keep that structure, well, that's a coach's call. If they look to bring back Rivers, well, maybe you go to Kolodajny. I don't know. Because he was, again... Yeah, he was again, I think, our second best.
Yeah, he was,
for the VFL, and a couple others, McIntosh and Blees, were in the best for the VFL. That's 2 weeks running for Blees, and I definitely think McIntosh has to come in.
Much better than Simpson, yeah.
You just got to, he just adds more. Also another option up forward. And Blees, you need some X factor. We're hanging out for it, so
yeah, that's it.
Got to bring him in, I think, just to give us a bit of pace, a bit of spark. Just another one of those players. Look, Lang was disappointing today, but I think you got to give him a month or something just to... Because he's only spot unless someone's really knocking down the door. And look, if we want to play a bit more youth, well, I reckon Stokes has got to put his hand up and potentially... You're waiting for Stokes.
I was about to say it.
Yeah, well, look, mate, I do like Stokesy. But again, he had the 19 touches. You know, that's all right. But we need more than that. I'd rather... Look, I probably know Stokesy will dish up 20 to 25 touches, plenty of handball receives, contested ball, he does okay.
Yeah, but
he doesn't do anything fantastically.
Yeah, it doesn't make or break the game by any means.
No, and I'd rather maybe see if it was a choice of seeing what Blees can do and getting what I know Stokes will probably do, I'd rather see Blees at least for a month.
Yeah, for sure.
So exactly, I think we're at that point in time where you got to try a couple of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Scott said that in his presser as well. Maybe we got to try a couple of different things because at the moment it's not working. So
certainly not.
Yeah, a few players on notice there. I don't think we might make 2 or 3 changes. A few are probably necessary, but it'll be interesting.
Might be too. I don't know.
Yeah, too
out of
drastic.
the ordinary. Yeah, drastic was probably the word I was trying to find there, mate.
Yeah, but we got another big game next week. They get bigger if we keep losing.
Yeah, they do.
So we got to win next week. Who are we playing?
We've got the Gold Coast at Simonds Stadium, and they're dishing out probably some of the worst stuff they've dished out ever. So,
they
are. They lost to St Kilda at Metricon. They went down by 47 at half time, I'm pretty sure. You gave me the update there, and I was like, what?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Couldn't believe it at their home turf. So something's obviously wrong down at up at Gold Coast, I should say. A long way up on Australia, but
geography here.
Yeah, I really think we need to win this match. Obviously, I mean, we can't go in with 3 losses into a team that's arguably the worst team at the moment. So it's a huge clash. I mean, I think we can win it, but at the same time, Gold Coast pace can worry us. So it's on the Sunday once again. A few Sunday games for us, and we. Just a must-win if we want to even keep our top 8 hopes alive.
Yeah, well, who knows what the Suns are going to dish up. Like you said, they
could respond.
That's right. You got to say at the moment they're definitely the most out-of-form side in the AFL, considering what
second to us.
Yeah, well, considering what they can produce, they've lost to was it Melbourne?
Melbourne at the G,
and then St Kilda.
And
that's for a side that's supposedly making finals is terrible. But there's always plenty of upside with them, and like you said, their pace does worry us. That was on show up at the Gold Coast last time we played there. They tore us apart. It was a bit of a clinic, and we were showing up there. So
and you made the trip too.
I did, yes.
Not a good trip.
Thanks for reminding me on that one. But
sorry, mate.
Yeah, look, we have to improve on the areas we've mentioned. and we got to do it quickly because I have a feeling that surely Gold Coast are going to string it together in some point. You know, they still might be a little bit poor, but surely they can't be as bad as they were against St Kilda. So
yeah, we're not going to smash them.
Yeah,
by any means.
You would expect a response, and you hope we respond as well in some fashion. So yeah,
need something to happen.
Yeah, we do, but they do have players that worry us. So
Banal.
Banal,
maybe Ablett.
One of your pace,
depending on how he goes.
Yeah, so big game, and it is a must win. Really, it really is for both clubs. One club's going to be 0-3. And the heat will be applied seriously after that game. Yeah,
I reckon more to us since it's a home game for us and it's our backyard. Absolutely must win it.
Yeah. Totally
non-negotiable.
Yeah, that's right, mate. That's right.
Alright, cool. So that's the review from Shorty and myself on the game with Geelong and Fremantle at Simonds Stadium, with Fremantle winning by 44 points. And, gosh, a bit of a smashing there. But hopefully it doesn't happen again for a while.
Let's hope not.
I hope not.
Hopefully we're happier in a week's time.
Yeah, mate. We were happy today with the Bombers, actually, which shouldn't probably mention on here. But,
yeah, we were.
Well done, Essendon. But don't forget to check out darijoe and also Ben at the Cattery, his website. So we've got the links in the description below, so don't forget to check him out. We'll probably check our Twitter accounts in, because I didn't last week, and you said people to follow, and I'm like, I haven't put the link in. But anyway,
Chuck it in.
You know, oh, well, alright, sounds good. Alright, thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll see you all soon.